Hello nerds and welcome back once again to Nerd or Die. I have a new Neca toy review for you today. We are taking a look at their A Nightmare on Elm Street series, Freddy Krueger from Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Up first, as always, we're going to take a quick look at the packaging. The figure and both of its accessories can clearly be seen in this clamshell packaging that is standard with the Neca Nightmare on Elm Street line. Moving on to the back of the box, not a lot going on, but there is two nice shots of the figure posed up with his alternate head sculpts, and at the bottom of the packaging is his bio, if you would like to pause and read that now. Alright, I do not want to waste any more of your time. Let's go ahead and slice this Springwood slasher out of his packaging. And here is your ultimate Wes Craven's New Nightmare, Freddy Krueger, out of his packaging in all of his glory. Guys, this figure is amazing. I've waited a long time for a Freddy figure that has great articulation, paint, and sculpt from Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Wes Craven's New Nightmare is my favorite or second favorite film in the Nightmare on Elm Street series. The only one that comes close is Dream Warriors, of course. I really like the look of Freddy in this movie. I like the big gaping wounds on his face and hands. Just a fantastic look to the character. I love that his trench coat is red and green colored on the inside. This figure is just awesome in every way. And I love that the glove isn't a glove, that it's just part of his hand, which is explained in the film, and I may go into that later in the review. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and proceed. Moving on next to paint and sculpt. Taking a look first at the head sculpt, I've got to say, this is my favorite Freddy Krueger head sculpt, for the exception of one mistake. His crooked eyeball. I mean, look at that. Why did they think that they could get away with that? Why did that ever leave the warehouse or the production line? How did this ever get into packaging? Isn't there a quality control at NECA? Didn't they say, hey, Freddy kind of looks like Gary Busey here? Maybe we shouldn't ship this out? Yeah, whatever. That's kind of a minor gripe. I suppose I could even fix it myself. As far as customizing goes, that's actually an easier fix. But that aside, I think the rest of the head is incredible. These big gaping wounds on his face, the burn and skin color, all just phenomenal. You can see a little bit of black paint wash inside of the red to give the wounds depth. And that is just utterly fantastic. I love the black in between the teeth. Oh, that's just nasty in there. What a horrendous smile. I also really like in the design that they took extra time to add burn makeup around the eyes to accentuate them more, I believe, but it just makes him look way more menacing and dark. I've always liked the look of this Freddy best, and they transferred it perfectly into this action figure. They've even continued the burn makeup and paint scheme down onto the neck. Nice little attention to detail there. Moving on to the rest of the figure's body. Classic red and green sweater there, always nice. I really love this trench coat. All the wrinkles are perfectly sculpted in. And the nice touch of black and blue paint wash in there really adds depth to the jacket. And let's not forget that they continued that wonderful red and green theme of Freddy's throughout the inside of the jacket. Moving down to take a look at the pants. These are your typical Freddy Krueger pants. I'm not even sure if they're too different from the other figures that have already come out, for the exception of these maybe being black leather, and the previous Freddy pants are some type of black docker or khaki material. And now we've made our way to the boots. I love these boots. Look at how high lace they are. Perfectly sculpted, wrinkles in there, all the nice little buttons and holes for the laces to go through. I think the boots are exceptional and a particular standout for this figure. Taking a look now at Freddy's gloved hand, or claw hand, or however you want to put it. It's not a glove in this movie because Freddy is not Freddy in this movie. What they did was Wes Craven explained in the film that Freddy is some sort of ancient evil that found the Freddy movies throughout the years and implanted himself in the movies. So he took the shape of Freddy, It would be like if you had a Freddy-shaped mold and you poured an ancient evil into it. The ancient evil is not Freddy Krueger, he's just the shape of Freddy Krueger, which would explain why he has a claw hand instead of the famous Freddy Krueger glove, and he has red and green sweater, and the fedora, and the burns, but he doesn't actually look identical to the Freddys from the movies, but he has the shape of Freddy. He's burned, he has knives on his fingers, etc. So I really like the attention to detail here that Neca put into this hand. I think the claws look beautiful and sharp. I love how they're connected to this like bone structure on the outside of the hand. And again, with the burn makeup and the big gaping wounds on him, this is just fantastic and an excellent addition to this figure. Nice treatment on the other hand. Again, the burn effects are fantastic. Big, wide, gaping wounds, and the paint detail is phenomenal. Guys, I think it's time that we take a look at the figure's articulation. His head can move right and left, can look up quite a bit, and look down a good amount. There is side-to-side pivot. The arms move full 360 around and can go up that far. They bend at the elbow and spin at the elbow, and the wrist is on a ball joint, so you get full 360 movement there. The waist is also on a ball joint, so you're going to get full 360 movement, ab crunch, back bend, right and left turn, and side-to-side pivot. There is also, I feel, a diaphragm joint in here, but there's not much you can do with that the way that the sweater is placed on him. The legs move out that far, up that far, back quite a bit. There is rotation at the top of the thigh, single jointed knee, which is always disappointing. Boot rotation, the feet move up and down, no left and right, but there is ankle pivot. Freddy only comes with these two accessories. His alternate head sculpt, which is from, spoiler alert, the end of the film when they throw him inside of the boiler. He turns into like this devil type face before his eyeballs bug out of his head, and it's actually a very cool look for him and quite disgusting. So I'm glad they included this head. I think that it's a nice addition to this figure. Next up is Freddy's classic fedora. What I like about this, aside from it being made out of like soft rubber, is that it's kind of a new sculpt. I took a look at some of the older hats that I have for Freddy, and it does not look the same. So I appreciate that attention to detail. And now finally we are moving on to size comparison. Here is the Wes Craven's New Nightmare Freddy Krueger compared to the Neca Boiler Room, compared to Friday the 13th Part 4 Bloodied Jason Voorhees, compared to the Nightmare on Elm Street 30th Anniversary Ultimate Freddy Krueger figure, to a Part 3 Freddy figure, to another Part 3 Freddy figure, to a Part 4 Freddy figure, to the Power Glove Part 6 Freddy figure, to another Part 6 Freddy figure, to the Shipbox Remake Freddy figure. Oh, welcome to my nightmare. Well, there you have it, nerds. That is my review for Wes Craven's New Nightmare, Freddy Krueger. If you want my recommendation, I say sure, go ahead, pick him up. I've got a few quality issues with mine, like his eye and his broken crotch, but I think overall he's a great figure, and for Freddy fans or horror film collectors, things of that nature, I think you guys would love him. I know that I do. So yeah, go ahead, pick him up, and enjoy. Alright, nerds, that is going to do it for me. Thank you as always for joining me here at Nerd or Die again today. Remember, if you like me, my videos, or what I have to say, please give that big old yellow subscribe button a click. Nerd or Die has a Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The links to all of those will be in the description below. And guys, if you want more awesome toy reviews like this, you already know what to do. Stay subscribed, stay tuned, and most of all, stay nerdy. Thanks, guys. Later.